Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And boy, it felt nice and warm out there today, didn't it? Temperatures well into the 70s for most of us around north central Washington. Here's a look at Rocky Reach Dam, and lots of water flowing through Rocky Reach Dam because rivers are running high, and that's all over central and eastern Washington. Be very careful if you plan maybe a float trip down the Wenatchee River. Rivers are flowing high, as we mentioned, and the water is very cold still this time of year. We're looking at some pretty good flood stage observations right now. The Okanagan River just a foot below flood stage. The Eniat River almost 2 feet below. And the Stehekin, that's the one we're really keeping our eye on. It looks like after all of this rain into Saturday, it could be bank full and at flood stage. So we're keeping an eye on that, and we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. Now, a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The daughter of the mother charged for passing around nude images of the girl's rival has now also been charged. Engineers at the Greater Wenatchee Irrigation District set out to update their aging pump systems, but now supply chain problems have stalled the project and slowed the delivery of water for customers from East Wenatchee all the way to Chelan. Chelan County commissioners and the mayor of Wenatchee began talks yesterday on how to smooth out the process of annexations. And Grant County Sheriff Tom Jones announced yesterday that he will be stepping down as of July 1st. But first, our top story tonight. Highway 97A was briefly closed early this morning while firefighters extinguished an oven fire at Kai's Fiber in North Wenatchee. Chelan County Fire District 1 responded to a commercial fire alarm at Kai's at 2:14 a.m. and arrived to find the building filling with smoke coming from one of the company's large ovens. Battalion Chief Albert Torres upgraded the incident to a commercial fire, which then brought in additional resources, including from Douglas County Fire District 2. Firefighters were able to contain the fire to the oven and turn the facility back over to the plant manager by 4:50 a.m. There were no injuries. Well, we've told you in past weeks about a Chelan woman accused of distributing nude images of her daughter's rival throughout Eastmont Junior High School. This week, prosecutors brought juvenile charges against her daughter as well. Back in March, 47-year-old Amanda Sue Austin allegedly entered the junior high with her child and proceeded to leave printed nude photos of a former student throughout the school. Austin has pleaded not guilty to felony charges of burglary and distributing child pornography. On Monday, her teenage daughter was charged in Douglas County Juvenile Court with disclosing intimate images and a related offense, both of which are misdemeanors. Austin is due back in court July 18th, and her daughter must be arraigned before a juvenile judge 3 days later. Well, engineers at the Greater Wenatchee Irrigation District set out to update their aging pump systems to better serve 10,000 acres of orchards and homes. But now supply chain problems have stalled the project and slowed the delivery of water for customers from East Wenatchee all the way to Chelan. Irrigation District Manager Craig Geiselink says right now the system is providing only about 30% of that needed water.
Most of our district was built in the 1960s, so it's nearing 70 years old, and we have a lot of old infrastructure. We took on a $3 million project to redo the failing electrical equipment and the pumps and the motors, and we got most of that wrapped up, but there are 4 primary motors that serve, or pumps that serve all of East Wenatchee, and we got 2 of them, but then the other 2 have been pushed back due to supply chain issues. They're currently being built, pieces of them in Mexico and also down in Texas. And with these 2 motors that are missing, we have roughly only 30% of the water that we need to deliver to our water users at this time. We are trying to be as equitable as possible. We've broken the district down into separate regions, and we are turning certain sections on and off on various days depending on the demand that morning. So it's a really dynamic situation. It's something that we're looking at daily and trying to shift water around to be as equitable as possible.
Geiselink says it could be mid-July before all the pumps and motors purchased by the district are delivered and put in place. In the meantime, they're asking customers to conserve irrigation water whenever possible. Chelan County Commissioners and the Mayor of Wenatchee began talks yesterday on how to smooth out the process of annexations. Chelan County says it takes a revenue hit from lost property tax and possibly sales tax when the city annexes new land. Yesterday, the county offered a proposed 10-year interlocal agreement that would share some annexation costs with the city. However, Mayor Frank Kuntz says he's hesitant to jump on board.
When I look at our region and I look at where the next rounds of annexations are, there are no more commercial areas to be annexed. And so I'm still a proponent of, I just don't think there should be revenue sharing. And I know that's in this document. So I think, if we're going to have discussions that lead forward, I think we better take some of the big ones and figure out, right? If it's 2-1 that we're having a revenue sharing agreement and I said we're not sharing revenue, then we don't have to talk a lot more, right? There's not a lot of other things to talk. There's other things in there that I think we can probably negotiate.
Every time the city gains, the county loses, and that's revenue that we have to basically try to find a stopgap for or a replacement for, because unlike cities, we don't have the ability to put out for business licenses and collect for, we don't have the utilities like the cities do to bring in this revenue, other revenue streams. We have really about two. And so for me, when I look at this piece, because this agreement my hope is this agreement will outlast us all, and it's something as the city continues to grow. And so as we look at that on the commercial side, if it is a commercial piece, that portion is in there, as a predisposed, agreed upon piece that would say, okay, if the value of revenue from that is X amount, then there would be a sharing of this percentage for this period of time.
Grant County Sheriff Tom Jones announced yesterday that he'll be stepping down as of July 1st. Jones announced in March he would not be seeking re-election, but was to have served until the end of the year. Grant County Commissioners now will need to appoint someone to serve the remainder of his term. Jones was first elected sheriff in 2011 and is in his fourth term. James Baker, Joe Harris, and Joey Crete have all filed to run for Grant County Sheriff in the November election. Well, when we come back, the failed rollout of an electric health record system created major problems at Veteran Affairs clinics throughout the Northwest, including in Wenatchee. On June 17th, Chelan County will hold the state's first ever internet-based foreclosure auction. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Welcome back. In another news, the failed rollout of an electronic health record system created major problems at veteran affairs clinics throughout the Northwest, including in Wenatchee. That's the conclusion of an Inspector General's report into the $10 billion Cerner system, which went live in 2020 and handles records for veterans clinics throughout Washington, Idaho, and Montana. Visits were delayed and scheduling became hit and miss. The report says problems with the system, quote, may negatively affect organizational performance, quality, and patient safety and access to care. Both of North Central Washington's representatives in Congress, Dan Newhouse of the 4th District and Kim Schreier of the 8th, have criticized the Cerner rollout, saying Washington veterans deserve better medical service. Well, on June 17th, Chelan County will hold the state's first ever internet-based foreclosure auction. Sheriff's offices in Washington were authorized to hold online foreclosure auctions under a bill passed by the 2021 legislature. The property up for bid is at 2695 Easy Street, south of Monitor. There is $219,000 owed on the foreclosed house and land. The auction, which will be on the website bidforassets.com, will start at 1 p.m. and end at 3 p.m. It will be a no-reserve auction. Such auctions have typically been held at the county courthouse. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
You are driven to succeed. This drive is part of who you are, part of your cultura, your valores. With achievement comes a sense of orgullo. It builds your community. You stand on the shoulders of those who have walked before you, the ones who pushed you to succeed. You have the choice to overcome the challenges that arise in your life. You decide your future. Sí se puede.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Students come to Westside High School in Wenatchee when other schools just can't meet their needs. In tonight's features story, last night, the Westside class of 2022 picked up their diplomas, and some of those students offered words of wisdom to their fellow graduates.
Westside has been such an amazing school. It's another home to me. The teachers here care so much, not just about our education, but our mental health as well. If you're having a bad day, you could always just go talk to one of the teachers and your mood would be so much better. I wanted to come to Westside because I was struggling a lot with mental health. Coming here has helped me a lot. In 8th grade, I didn't go to school very much. I never had the motivation to get up and go. The last month of middle school, I had to went every day so my counselor would write me a recommendation so I can go into school, get into Westside. I am beyond grateful for getting into this school. I don't think I would have been here today without Westside and the teachers.
Initially, I thought school would be like movies portrayed, fun and easy. But it really wasn't. Everyone struggles here and there, and due to the fact that I wasn't familiar with anyone and I'm very shy with new people I don't know, it was hard for me to make new friends. When I joined Westside a few years ago, I met so many wonderful teachers and students who helped me get through this period of my life. I became more comfortable talking and making friends. After getting to know most of the people well, I have learned that I am not so shy and that I can make friends with time. With the support of my family, friends, and teachers, I was able to graduate from school with the challenges I faced. We graduates are leaving, but those who are still here and are just starting out, keep in mind that if we made it to graduation, so can you.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Not a bad day today. 75, our unofficial high temperature this afternoon. That's pretty much where we need to be at 76 for this time of year. We started off nice at 57 degrees. 54 is our normal. 103 our record not too long ago. 2015 was a very hot summer. 40 degrees, our overnight low record at 1988. 5:05, sun came up this morning, and it sets tonight at 8:56. Let's get right to that surface loop tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. This is the big area of low pressure that's bringing some clouds in our way. We will be mild overnight tonight with low temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 50s. For Thursday, that low pressure finally moves onshore, mostly cloudy skies. We will see about a 60% chance for at least afternoon showers. This is early in the day and this is towards the afternoon. We'll be warm though tomorrow once again with highs in the upper 70s. Going to be a rainy one on Friday too. Cloudy skies, a 50% chance of the wet stuff. Luckily, it will remain mild with highs once again for us anyway in the mid 70s. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. I think just mainly hit and miss showers throughout the day on Saturday. I think we'll see some sun too. It still will be fairly mild into the mid 70s for your Saturday high temperature. And then as we get into Sunday, wind comes into the picture. High pressure building off the coast, low pressure inland. The combination of the very close weather systems, that's going to bring a lot of wind into Sunday as well. Partly cloudy skies. Monday, more wind. I think Monday will actually be our windiest day. It will cool us down a little bit too with highs Monday in the upper 60s. And then as we get you into Tuesday, wind should die down a little bit. Still breezy conditions. I still think we'll see mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. High temperatures a little bit below normal, right around 70 degrees. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. 55 tonight, 77 the high tomorrow. Rain showers likely by tomorrow night. Good chance for rain off and on Friday too, and 76. Scattered showers for Saturday and 74. And then that wind makes an appearance on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday we'll see partly cloudy and 71. 69 for Monday, and by Tuesday a little bit better. Mostly sunny skies with a high temperature then of 72 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Attention RVers and campers! There's a huge RV liquidation event going on now at Click It RV of Moses Lake. Click It RV of Moses Lake must make room for new inventory arriving daily. There's a huge selection of top quality RVs that must be liquidated to make room for new arrivals.
You're going to want to be at this event.
Get to Click It RV Moses Lake's huge liquidation event.
Get to Click It RV now, or you're going to be mad, bro. You probably already are.
Get the best deals anywhere at Click It RV of Moses Lake.
We guarantee it.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. There was a lot of swinging and missing going on in the world of baseball last night, both locally and down in Houston. Justin Verlander struck out 12 over 7 innings to earn his 7th win as Houston beat Seattle 4-1. Mariners had a chance to do some damage in the 4th, loading the bases with 1 out, but could only scratch across 1 run. It was all Astros from there as Verlander continued his dominant form.
1 out, bases loaded. Mariners a chance to get on the board first here against Verlander. Ground ball skimming softly. Altuve gets rid of it, and no throw. Pena gets cut down. Crawford is in to score. Frazier sliding to second base. Hoping to break things up. Some boo birds inside the ballpark. Mariners have taken a 1-0 lead on Frazier's efforts at second base. Not sure they would have been able to turn it either way.
I don't think so. Ground ball jammed him, and he runs too well.
Popped up in the shallow center, needs to fall fast, and it will. Great read by Alex Bregman. He's going to score on a ball that dropped in front of Jesse Winker. Bregman, an incredible base running decision. There's a base hit into right center field. Jordan on the move. He'll be waved home. Heading to third is Tucker. He'll get there. 2-1 Astros. Jeremy Pena, the RBI single with 2 outs.
Trammell breaks on it, and he makes the catch. Taylor Trammell takes a hit away from Kyle Tucker. What a play by the young right fielder.
What a great play. Pretty good break on the ball. It was sinking on him quickly. He stayed with it. Pretty good speed, too.
Fly ball. Slicing away from Julio. He's able to hold on. Julio Rodriguez with a gem in center field. It was trying to get out, but he put the squeeze on tight. And he takes a knock away from Alex Bregman.
He covers so much ground. Concentration right in the end of the webbing.
Jordan drives one to right field. Back goes Trammell. He's at the wall. He'll jump. This ball is good. Home run. Jordan hits a 2-run home run, and the Astros lead this game 4-1. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. Ryan Presley picks up a save as the Astros hold on to a 4-1 win and take the middle game of this 3-game series for the Mariners. From the Mariners, and Plummer, that's a nice bounce back. Justin Verlander set the tone.
Chris Flexen took the loss going 6 2/3, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits with a couple of strikeouts. Manager Scott Service says Seattle just couldn't get the big hit when they needed it.
Tight game back and forth. I thought Flexen did a great job. Kept them off balance all night long. Good cutter going. Changeup was effective, using his fastball. The both sides of the plate. It's where we were at in the game. I liked him working through the bottom of the lineup there late, and then Festa got us out of it there in the 7th. He just had the one little hiccup there. We gave up a couple runs early in the ball game, but Verlander was on top of his game. He certainly made quite a few adjustments from the last time we faced him, which we expected him to do. But that's why he's one of the better pitchers in the game, and they made big pitches when they had to tonight. When we had guys on base, Verlander made a lot of them. A lot of off-speed pitches tonight. It was on top with his curveball and his slider. We had some traffic. We had some chances. Tonight was that ultimate. We need the big hit. And certainly in the 8th inning there, we thought we had a really good shot against Montero to get at least tie the game. But, needed to find a hole. And then, after that, their home run falls in the first row. It's baseball. It happens. But we're playing really hard. We're right there, pitching well. We just, got beat tonight, They were a little bit better.
2 teams are wrapping up that 3-game set right now on Root Sports Northwest. Checking the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard and standings. Texas and Cleveland split a day-night doubleheader. The Guardians got back-to-back RBI doubles by Josh Naylor and Oscar Gonzalez in a 4-run third inning to win the opener 6-3. Rangers returned the favor in the nightcap. Marcus Semien hit 2 home runs as Texas won it 6-3. Kyle Wright went 8 strong innings to lead Atlanta over Oakland 3-2. Ronald Acuna Jr. did the damage offensively for the Braves, hitting 2 home runs. Boston came from behind to hand the Angels their 13th straight loss, 6-5 in 10 innings. Christian Vasquez provided the game winner for the Red Sox in the top of the 10th on an RBI single that scored Trevor Story. Well, the Los Angeles has fallen into a second-place tie with Texas in the American League West, 9.5 games behind Houston. Seattle is 4th at 25-31, heading into today, 11 games back. Well, Quincy Vassar and Connor Ashworth combined for 16 strikeouts to help Wenatchee blank Port Angeles 5-0 at West Coast League play last night. Joel Norman tells us about the swings and misses as well as a 5-run 7th inning that spelled the difference.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox picked up a 5-0 shutout victory over the Port Angeles Lefties on Tuesday night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It was a pitcher's duel throughout, and Quincy Vassar, the Brewster, Washington native, got it going for the Apple Sox as he struck out 8 hitters over 6 scoreless innings. It was a huge effort. The coaching staff was hoping for just at least 4 innings from him, and Vassar went a little bit further than that. Connor Ashworth, another Brewster native, followed up Vassar with 8 strikeouts of his own in 3 scoreless innings, and he picked up the victory. He struck out 8 each of the 8 final hitters that he faced in the game. He got the victory because the Apple Sox bats didn't get going until the 5th inning, but when they did, boy, was it a big inning for them. 5 runs scoring for Wenatchee. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the big blow, a 2-run double by Michael Davini. The Apple Sox can take all 3 games against the Port Angeles Lefties as they face them again on Wednesday night at 6:35 p.m. at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. And with your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Yeah, Davini continues to swing a hot bat for the Apple Sox. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run last night. Joel mentioned the 2 teams wrapping up that 3-game set tonight before Springfield comes to town to begin a 3-game series on Friday. Also in the West Coast League last night, Kalen Halverson's 3-run home run highlighted a 6-run 6th inning for Cowlitz in the Bears' 12-6 win over Kamloops. Nick Schnoop hit a 2-run home run and drove in 4 to lead Bend over Springfield 7-3. The Elks are off to a 4-0 start. Victoria scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to come from behind to beat Nanaimo 7-6. Clark Henry led the way at the plate for the Harbor Cats, going 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBI. A late-night curfew kicked in on Ridgefield and Kelowna at Elk Stadium last night as they called the game after the 12th inning, tied at 4 apiece. That was at 11:39 last night. They're picking up the rest of that game as part of a doubleheader today. Portland pounded out 8 doubles in a 13-2 win over Edmonton. Keith Jones and Jacob Jablonski each collected 3 hits for the Pickles. We don't have any details, but the game that was played in Yakima Valley last night, won by the visitors, Walla Walla. 12-4 was the final. Taking a quick look at the standings, Bellingham and Kamloops hold the early lead in the West Coast League North Division. Kelowna is a half game back, while Wenatchee, Victoria, Port Angeles, and Nanaimo are all a game back. Edmonton takes up last place so far in the division. And I love this story. Finally, a very proud papa reached out to us about his daughter, Grace Van Well. She traveled to the USA Special Olympic Games in Orlando, Florida this week and took gold in the 50 butterfly swim. According to Pete Van Well, she was one of just 3 athletes from all of Eastern Washington participating, the only one from the Wenatchee Valley. Congratulations, Grace, on your gold. That's a look at sports news. Grant, back to you.
Great job, Grace. Congratulations. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. On tomorrow's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest will be Kelly Kennedy, our old friend from Impact Events. Her company is helping produce the big Let's Have a Blast 4th of July celebration, which this year also happens to be Independence Day. Kelly, what are we talking about tomorrow? What's this?
Yes, this is our community outreach flag. So we are inviting everyone in the community, individuals and businesses, to come down here and buy a sticker, different sizes or star, put their name on it and put it right up there.
That's what we'll be talking about on tomorrow's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley as we get ready to celebrate America's birthday. Not too far off. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news around North Central Washington, you can find them on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
NCWLIFE really does a great job of exposing our brand. It's a little scary at first, right? You're just throwing money out there hoping it comes back. And to see those results come back through and see people walk through the door and say, hey, saw your TV advertisement. Those are the kinds of things that you see the return on. And when you look at the cost spent, you know you're making a return on it. There's a huge market here and market potential, and they are a great avenue for that.